Welcome back to QZeco. Can you pass this computer history trivia quiz? Test your knowledge about the fascinating evolution of computers. Let's get started. Which early computer is considered the first programmable electronic computer? ENIAC, ZEUS Z3, or UNIVAC? The ZEUS Z3, built in 1941, is regarded as the first programmable electronic computer. Who developed the first compiler for a programming language? Alan Turing, Grace Hopper, or John Backus? Grace Hopper developed the first compiler, leading to modern programming languages. Which computer is known as the first commercially successful personal computer? Apple II, Commodore PET, or IBM PC? The Apple II, launched in 1977, was one of the first mass-market PCs. What year was the first hard disk drive introduced? 1956, 1960, or 1965? IBM introduced the first hard disk drive, the IBM 305 ROMAC, in 1956. Which programming language was developed by Dennis Ritchie at Bell Labs? C, Pascal, or Fortran? C was developed in the early 1970s and remains influential in modern computing. What does ASCII stand for? American Standard Code for Information Interchange, Advanced System for Communication Integration, or Automated Software Code Integration. American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Which company created the first portable computer? IBM, Compaq, or Osborne Computer Corporation? The Osborne 1, released in 1981, is often considered the first portable computer. What year was the first email spam sent? 1978, 1985, or 1992? The first spam email was sent in 1978 to promote a DEC computer. Who coined the term computer bug? Grace Hopper, Charles Babbage, or Alan Turing? Grace Hopper popularized the term after finding a moth causing a hardware issue. What was the name of the first widely used operating system? MS-DOS, Unix, or CTSS? CTSS, Compatible Time-Sharing System, was an early influential OS developed in 1961. What is the name of the first web server software? Apache, CERN HTTPD, or Nginx? CERN HTTPD was the first web server software, created by Tim Berners-Lee. Which computer game is considered the first video game? Pong, Tennis for Two, or Space War? Tennis for Two, created in 1958, is regarded as the first video game. What does the term bit stand for? Binary integer, binary digit, or basic integer? A bit is the smallest unit of data in computing, representing a binary value. Which company created the first graphical calculator? Hewlett-Packard, Texas Instruments, or Casio? Texas Instruments introduced the first graphical calculator in 1985. What year was the first smartphone introduced? 1992, 1995, or 2000? IBM Simon, introduced in 1992, is considered the first smartphone. Which storage medium was introduced first? Floppy disk, compact disk, or magnetic tape? Magnetic tape was introduced in the 1950s as a data storage medium. Who invented the first programmable robot? George Devol, Isaac Asimov, or John McCarthy? George Devol invented the first programmable robot, Unimate, in 1954. Which processor architecture is most commonly used in modern smartphones? x86, ARM, or PowerPC? ARM processors dominate the smartphone market due to their efficiency. What year was the first computer mouse invented? 1964, 1970, or 1975? The first computer mouse was invented by Douglas Engelbart in 1964. What was the primary purpose of the ARPANET? File sharing, military communication, or social networking? ARPANET, a precursor to the Internet, was designed for military communication. Which company introduced the first personal computer? IBM, Apple, or Microsoft? IBM introduced its first personal computer in 1981. What year was the first version of Windows released? 1981, 1985, or 1990? Microsoft Windows 1.0 was released in 1985 as a graphical operating environment. Which device is considered the first mechanical computer? ENIAC, Analytical Engine, or Zeus Z3? The Analytical Engine was designed by Charles Babbage in the 1830s. What was the first search engine? Yahoo, AltaVista, or Archie? Archie, created in 1990, is considered the first search engine. What does HTTP stand for? Hypertext Transfer Protocol, Hyperlink Text Protocol, or Hypertransfer Tool? Hypertext Transfer Protocol is the foundation of data communication on the web. Who co-founded Microsoft alongside Bill Gates? Steve Jobs, Paul Allen, or Steve Ballmer? Paul Allen and Bill Gates founded Microsoft in 1975. What was the first computer virus called? Creeper, I Love You, or Melissa? Creeper, created in the 1970s, is considered the first computer virus. What year was the first iPhone released? 2005, 2007, or 2010? The first iPhone was introduced by Apple in 2007. Which programming language is known as the mother of all languages? Assembly, Fortran, or C? C is often referred to as the mother of many modern programming languages. What does CPU stand for? Central Processing Unit, Core Processing Unit, or Computer Processing Unit? Central Processing Unit. Which company developed the Java programming language? Microsoft, Oracle, or Sun Microsystems? Java was developed by Sun Microsystems in the mid-1990s. What was the name of the first graphical web browser? Mosaic, Netscape, or Explorer? Mosaic was the first graphical web browser, released in 1993. Which programming language is primarily used for artificial intelligence? Python, C++, or Java? Python is widely used in AI for its simplicity and extensive libraries. Who is considered the father of the computer? Alan Turing, Charles Babbage, or John von Neumann? Charles Babbage is credited with conceptualizing the first mechanical computer. Which company created the Linux operating system? Red Hat, Linus Torvalds, or Unix? Linus Torvalds created the Linux kernel in 1991. What does RAM stand for? Random access memory, read access memory, or random allocation memory? Random access memory. Which company developed the first graphical user interface? Apple, Xerox, or IBM? Xerox developed the first GUI, which influenced later systems like Windows and Mac OS. What year was the first email sent? 1965, 1971, or 1980? The first email was sent by Ray Tomlinson in 1971. What does URL stand for? Uniform Resource Locator, Universal Resource Link, or Unified Resource Loader? Uniform Resource Locator. Which company developed the first microprocessor? Intel, AMD, or Texas Instruments? Intel's 4004, released in 1971, was the first microprocessor. What year was Google founded? 1996, 1998, or 2000? Google was founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin in 1998. Who invented the World Wide Web? Tim Berners-Lee, Alan Turing, or Vinton Cerf? Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web in 1989. Which programming language is named after a comedy group? Python, Ruby, or Java? Python is named after the British comedy group Monty Python. Which company introduced the floppy disk? IBM, Apple, or Sony? IBM introduced the first floppy disk in 1971. What year was the first domain name registered? 1981, 1985, or 1990? The first domain name, Symbolics.com, was registered in 1985. Which computer was nicknamed the Ferrari of computers? Cray 1, Apple II, or IBM 5150? The Cray 1 supercomputer was known for its speed and unique design. What does BIOS stand for? Basic Input-Output System, Binary Input-Output System, or Basic Integrated Output System? Basic Input-Output System. What was the first operating system? DOS, CP/M, or GMOS? The General Motors Operating System, GMOS, is considered one of the first OSes. Which programming language was the first to use object-oriented programming? Smalltalk, C++, or Simula? Simula, developed in the 1960s, was the first object-oriented programming language. Which company introduced the first graphical user interface, GUI, for personal computers? Apple, Microsoft, or Xerox? Xerox introduced the first GUI with the Xerox Alto, which inspired later interfaces like Apple's and Microsoft's. Thank you for going through all the questions. We hope you enjoyed this journey through computer history and learned something new. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support us in making more engaging quizzes like this.